Hey, I'm Kalash and I make cool stuff. As a kid, I used to love watching SpongeBob, and there is an episode where primitive SpongeBob appears, so I decided I will make that beautiful bastard. I'm starting with the rock he will be on. I glued together pieces of foam core and cut them into a rock shape. I would rather use XPS foam, but I don't have any at the moment. I'm going for a very simple shape to fit the style of the show. I wanted to use just foam, but the seams were very visible. I made a plaster, Mod Podge, and paint mixture and spread that on the rock. Then I realized it will be much easier to just make a foam popsicle and spread it on with my hand. The rocks in SpongeBob are more blue than gray, so I repainted it blue. Went over it with a light dry brush and a black wash. I also made a few of the plants from the show that I'll put next to the rock. I'm using polymer clay for this. The plants are very simple, so it's important to add all the little details. And also made a few pieces of seagrass. All the plants got painted in the appropriate colors. Then it was time to make SpongeBob himself. His body is just a chunk of clay with some holes in it. For his legs, I wrapped clay around the wire so they have strength to hold the body. The arms got made the same way, only the fingers don't have wires in them. I made a big Homer Simpson looking mouth and put that onto his face, along with the nose and eyeballs. At this point, he really wasn't looking right, but that's because he was missing his beautiful eyebrow. Then some final details, and he's done. This whole time my mind was suppressing the fact that he is yellow, and right before mixing up the paints, I realized this fact and sighed thinking about the 10 layers of yellow that await me. The saddest part is that I have a lot of perfect yellow clay sitting in a box, but I forgot that box in another country while moving. He has a very simple paint job, but it took forever just because of the yellow. he gets some pretty blue eyes, and those get glazed with gloss varnish. For the base, I mixed up blue resin and added sand into it. And before you say this doesn't make sense and it should all be underwater, let's be honest here, SpongeBob doesn't make sense in general. So I'm just going to do what I want here. I also don't really like doing big resin projects because I don't have tools to sand and polish the resin nicely. I added some water texture gel to the resin to add tiny waves and a water texture. SpongeBob got glued down with 2-part epoxy glue, and that's it. Thank you to my lovely patrons who keep supporting me and my work, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!